Hey there guys, how's it going? Thanks for checking out this video. Today I'm going to be giving you 25 facts about Advanced Warfare. Now these are little things that I picked up on while playing the multiplayer at EGX and also watching some footage as well. Just little interesting things that might affect gameplay. Some of these you'll probably know, maybe you'll know quite a few of them, but I definitely think there's something fair for everyone. I've got a lot of detail that I managed to pick up from the game. And of course remember, this is how it's based on the pre-build. Some of these things might be subject to change, but I'm sure a lot of it is going to be as it is in the final build. So let's go on with 25 facts about Advanced Warfare. First thing, and this is something I wanted to know from watching footage that I couldn't quite understand and until it was explained to me, until I played it in the game, and that is how to dodge out of the way, how to use your boost dodge to strafe out of the way. All you do is you simply click down on the left thumbstick in either the right or left direction to quickly strafe out of the way. Now you can't boost forward or back unless you're in the air, so if you want to do that you can jump up and then press down on the left thumbstick in the direction you want to go. Next, you can actually blast an unlimited amount of times, but you must wait about 3 seconds between each blast. When I first watched some gameplay of this, I wasn't sure if the blast ability to dodge and move around was actually linked to the Exo abilities. It's not. You can actually dodge and do your blast movements as much as you like. Now next up and related to this is that unless you're using the blast suppressor perk, you'll appear on the enemy radar every time you use this movement as a red pulsating circle. So it's really good to use, really good for getting around the map, but bear in mind without that perk your enemy will know your general direction. Next up is the Boost Slam. If you want to know how you can melee people while in midair and smash down on them, all you do is you hold the crouch button while you're in midair. Next is the fact that you can use both of your Exo abilities at the same time. Not everyone I found knew this when I was playing the game at EGX, so that's something worth noting if you're thinking about what kind of builds you're going to be going on, and just make sure if it suits the situation you can bring both in at the same time. Next is the fact that there's a new Hitmarker system. Always in Call of Duty you've always had Hitmarkers. Every time you get a hit there's a little symbol on the screen, normally 4 little arrows, but this time if you get a headshot there will be 8 arrows, so it's like a double Hitmarker, just to let you know that you're hitting them in the head. Next, something you might know from watching the footage, but not everyone I'm sure has picked up on this, and that is that there is no fall damage in Advanced Warfare. Also, something that might be very welcome to a lot of people is the fact that there are no C4s in this game. Another thing about Advanced Warfare is the fact that you can have multiple streaks that can unlock at the same time. In previous Call of Duties, a lot of the time, if you got a kill streak that was the same number, you could only pick one. And also, if you got a score streak that was the same number, you could only pick one of them. But in this game, you can actually pick multiple that might unlock at the same time. Next up, a few things about supply drops. In supply drops you can get 3 different types of loot, and this is to do with their rarity. You get enlisted things, which are common, professional, which is uncommon, and then elite, which is the super rare items. Now in your armory, for quick reference, the enlisted weapons are highlighted green, the professional are highlighted blue, and the elite are highlighted bronze. You can quickly see what are your most rare items. Now to select these items you have to go into your armory, and your armory in the build we played actually held 71 custom slots. I don't know if that means in the final build you're going to have definitely 71 available slots for your custom things that you find in supply drops, but that's how it was in the build we played. One of the lesser talked about Exo abilities is Exo Ping, and this one's very useful for recon, finding out what's going on. This one will highlight any enemies on the map that are shooting. You'll be able to see them through walls if they're either firing their weapon or they're using their blast ability. Obviously this is only relevant when you have Exo Ping actually activated. Another interesting fact about this game is you can actually survive melee. If you actually activate the Exo Stim ability, you'll be giving a little boost of health, and this will be enough to save you from any melee attack as long as you already have 100% health when they attack you. Something you might not have noticed from watching some Uplink gameplay is if you quickly want to see who has actually got the ball, if it's your team or the enemy team, just look in the top left hand corner underneath the mini-map. Obviously in this early gameplay everyone's got these weird gamer tags, so we're not going to really clearly see who it is, but when you're playing with your friends you're going to be easily notified of who it is, if they're on your team or not. Obviously they are different colours. If it's a friendly it will be blue, and if it's a not friendly, an enemy, then it will be yellow, so you can quickly see if your team's got possession of the ball or not. Now there's not too much footage showcasing this, but I showcased it in my live stream, and that's to tell you about the Stinger launcher. It has a special ability that I don't think I've seen before, and that's the fact that this launcher will lock onto vehicles and people. Now this does sound a bit annoying, but having played the game, it can be annoying, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be too much for gameplay. It takes about 3 seconds to lock onto someone, very slow. No one's going to be able to do particularly well with it, but it is going to be quite annoying for that odd occasion where someone does manage to lock onto you with it and take you down. Another little fact that you might not have noticed is that some of the weapons from supply drops have attachments that can't be taken off of them. This is interesting. Obviously people love choosing their own attachments, so this is going to be a thing where people actually can't even change what attachments are on there. So I guess you're going to like it or dislike it. If you dislike one of the reticles in particular and it comes with it, I guess you're stuck. So that's another thing about the weapons in the supply drops. Another new feature about this game is if you're looking down your sight with one of the reticles on, while you're aimed at a friendly player, the reticle will go blue, and if you're aimed at an enemy player, the reticle will glow red. Also, when you use the target finder in this game, unlike Black Ops 2 where you've got a red diamond appear around the person, if you look down sight and see someone with the target finder in this game, their whole body is going to be highlighted with this bright red digital style camo. A little thing you might not have noticed when playing Uplink as well, though it has been explained a few times, but it's worth noting just in case you didn't catch it. When you're playing that game, if you actually carry the ball into the Uplink station, you'll get 2 points instead of just 1 from throwing it in. Now I guess to go along with all the new movement and jumping options in this game, there's now an option to auto mount some of the surfaces in the game. So if you select this option on, when you jump up to a surface and you just need to go that little bit higher, so normally you'd need to press the button to climb, that will automatically do it for you, and I've always put that on when I've been playing, found that one really useful. Something that's not really revolutionary, it was similar in Call of Duty Ghosts, but it's worth noting in this game it will have an indicator as to whether the player on the enemy team is above you or below you if you see them on the minimap. Just as before, if they're above you, the line will be above the player, and if they're below you, there'll be a line below the player. In this game, another thing to do with your options menu is the fact that there are actually 20 levels of sensitivity. Personally, I found anything above 8 or even 10 was ridiculously too high, but you never know. It's just there in case you need it. Now, although the kill feed is returning back to the bottom left of the screen in this game, whereas it was at the top right of the screen in Call of Duty Ghosts, it still moves in the same fashion as Call of Duty Ghosts. Before Ghosts, actually the kill feed would go, the newest kill would be in the bottom of the kill feed, and then they would push up. In this game, the same as Ghosts, the latest kill is at the top of the kill feed, and then the kills move down. Finally, a bit of information about the IMR Assault Rifle. Although I did cover this weapon in a previous video, we didn't know if this would be true for multiplayer, and that's the fact that this weapon will print its own ammunition, so really not much need for scavenger with this, and it will actually resupply 4 bullets, which is 1 burst. This is a 4 burst weapon, every around 6 seconds, so that's a decent amount of resupply of this weapon, especially if you could be patient. So that's it for my 25 facts about Advanced Warfare multiplayer. I really hope you enjoyed those little bits of information. Don't forget to smash that like button as well if you did enjoy this content and support my channel. Also subscribe here if you're not subscribed already, and there's going to be some annotations on screen for some more Advanced Warfare gameplay if you want to check that out. As always, check out my sponsors as well in the description below. I've got G2A for cheap PC games, as well as PC Specialist for custom built PCs. So that's it for now guys, and I'll see you next time.